Khabib slams overweight Khamzat for not surrounding himself with Muslims. Last weekend, Khamzat Chimaev forced the UFC to rework the main card after the undefeated welterweight exceeded the weight limit to fight against Diaz. In response to this, the former lightweight champion believes Khamzat needs to surround himself with more Muslims instead of hanging out with fighters like Darren, a man that is known for his random street fights and poor diet. He has also pointed out the importance of being surrounded by good, strong people to thrive.
We can say, don't do this. This is what, like right now I was watching Khamzat Chimaev weigh in, and I'm like, I was moving to the all this weight, and I'm looking at his skin, and no Muslim around me. And this is very bad, because if you're Muslim, you need good people, strong people around you. They don't do this. Come back, do this. And when you become famous and rich, you become strong. And there is no people who give you advice that if you don't listen, this cannot happen. You need good people. Even if you don't like this, you need this.
Ferguson responds to Daniel Cormier's comments. Former two-division champion Daniel Cormier has strongly criticized Tony Ferguson. After Ferguson fought Diaz, Cormier pointed out that Ferguson looked done and should retire. On Instagram, Ferguson told Cormier that he should cut back on the sweets because he's getting too much sugar in his head. And despite his defeat, he still believes his career is far from over.
Kind of like with my mouth agape, like I could not believe what I was seeing. And I'm not saying it was the worst fight of all time, not by any stretch of the imagination, but the level to which that today tells that Nate Diaz still has a little bit left in the tank if he wants to fight. But it also tells me that Tony Ferguson is done as a guy that I've seen in the octagon. Tony's done, bro. Like, he is a shell of himself, and he doesn't want to retire, right? He actually said he feels like he got better. He saw some good things. I'm like, what did he do in there to show that he's better than...
What do you think about Cormier's statements? Do you think Ferguson's career is over? Let us know in the comments below. Makhachev gives detailed summary of how he'll beat Oliveira. Makhachev has stated how he plans to beat Oliveira. On October 22nd, Makhachev will fight Oliveira for the vacant lightweight title in Abu Dhabi. In a recent tweet, Makhachev told fans his strategy to defeat Oliveira in 3 rounds and plans to wear Oliveira down before beating him. However, there is a saying that actions speak louder than words, so it remains to be seen if Islam Makhachev can deliver on his promises. Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. Nate Diaz versus Mike Perry would be a fan's dream fight. The BKFC is the first promotion to hold an official US sanction and commissioned bare knuckle boxing event. Recently, BKFC President David Feldman has confessed that he is interested in bringing Nate Diaz to his promotion. Feldman believes fans would love to see a fight between Diaz and BKFC star Mike Perry because they have similar personalities and fighting styles. These are the statements from the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship president.
I think that the fans would absolutely love to see both the same type of personalities, both just guys that keep fighting. Nate Diaz versus Mike Perry would be a fan's dream fight. I think the fans would love to see that fight. I would love to see that. I would pay to see that fight easily. That would be an amazing fight. So, you know, if we could do something like that, that would be great. But, you know, Nate Diaz is absolutely on the radar. He's not just on the radar. We're aggressive. We're going to make a move for him right now. You know, we'll see what else I know he has something else that he's working on right now, but I think I'm having a feeling after having a talk with the partners and the guys at Triller that we're going to be able to make a really viable attempt.
So this is something that's already been talked about within the office. Like you're.
I know we're going for this. We're going for this. Absolutely.
Fantastic. Mention that fight.
You know, look, we have to respect the UFC's window that they have to re-sign him and everything, but we're going for him. 100% we're going for Nate.
But what do you think about it? Would you like to see Nate Diaz fight against Mike Perry? We'll be reading you in the comments. Leon Edwards enjoys seeing Masvidal begging for a shot at his title. Leon Edwards is having one of the best times of his life. After taking the championship title away from Usman, he has his longtime rival Masvidal begging for a title shot. During an interview for BT Sport, Ariel Helwani asked Edwards if he enjoys everyone looking to fight him, and Edwards has confessed that his new position is a nice change of pace. Edwards also took the opportunity to recall when his fight against Woodley was canceled, and Masvidal refused to fight him. So it seems things have changed for Masvidal, who is being punished by karma.
Have you enjoyed, the likes of Jorge, Masvidal and whatnot, the guys who wouldn't talk about you, wouldn't give you shine? Now it seems like they're almost campaigning for a shot again. Is there some sort of enjoyment that comes from that?
Yeah, 100%. Like, I remember when I fought Woodley and it got cancelled, and me and him and all that, and he's like, oh, you have to go. I'm not worried about you now, to go back in the line. But now it was like, he's like begging, like, I'll fight you in London. Like, man, I've been calling you out for like 3 years, and you went running and went hiding. I haven't heard or seen you in however long it's been, 3 years. And but now it feels good to be the king, and now I'm on top. You know what I mean? Like I said, little old Leon came in, slid in there, head kicked him and slid out. So it's perfect. I woke up this morning, the belt was like on my table. I just laughed to myself, like, oh, that's crazy. That I know I do it, but to see it like back in Birmingham, is wild.
Belal Muhammad calls Khamzat Chimaev fat. Belal Muhammad pointed Khamzat Chimaev for coming in at 7.5 pounds over the welterweight limit for his fight against Nate Diaz. Because of Khamzat's actions, 3 of the main fights on Saturday's card had to be changed. That's why Chimaev had to face Kevin Holland, whom he destroyed in the first round in a fight agreed at 180 pounds. After the fight, Muhammad criticized Chimaev for his bad weight cut. He also referred to Khamzat as a fat person with poor discipline. He further stated that the matchup was unfavorable for Holland due to his weakness in wrestling. Since Holland did not have enough time to prepare, the only person who benefited from the changes was Khamzat.
Chimaev, pretty much what I expected. Holland's weakness is wrestling. Chimaev's strength is wrestling. Holland did have a couple of really good grappling sequences, and it would have been really interesting to see if he got past that first couple minutes, because that was all sprint for Chimaev, and he kept locking in there, squeezing. Holland didn't have no give up in him. He was trying to fight out, but Chimaev just relentless with the grappling. Holland's weakness is grappling, wrestling. I just think that stylistically it was just a terrible matchup for him. It'd be interesting what happens with Chimaev. I have a lot of doctor friends in the field, and we were talking about his medical condition, and a lot of them are telling me it could be serious, of why he didn't make weight. They say that I think it was like a scientific term they called it. It was like they called him fat. Yeah, I think that was it. He's just fat. So maybe he starts eating healthier, starts being more disciplined, stops with the Allen Iverson practice. We're talking about practice because obviously he's skilled, but
Muhammad will face Sean Brady on October 22nd at Yas Island in Abu Dhabi. If he wins, he could have a chance to fight for the title. Chandler says White's denial of pay raises is respectable. On September 10th, 6 fighters faced opponents they weren't expecting due to late matchup changes courtesy of Khamzat Chimaev's missed weight cut. Since those alterations meant that the fighters had to prepare against new opponents with less than 24 hours notice, the fans thought the UFC rewarded their fighters for the troubles caused. However, White suggested that was not the case during the post-fight press conference. On the contrary, MMA reporter Ariel Helwani believes White would have lied about Ferguson, Holland, and Jingliang not receiving a raise for the late notice. Meanwhile, Chandler took the occasion to defend White and say that the fact that he denied giving them a raise makes his gift much more respectable.
With that,
I don't know. Maybe I think it in some alternate universe it actually kind of makes sense. I think it does. But like you said, I've heard the same thing too, where I'm like, why would you not admit that right now? Because that actually makes you look good, and all everybody does is throw darts at you and throw venom at you, So, all that to say, once again, I will always get called a brown noser, but I know some things that behind the scenes where I'm like, okay, they're a well-ran organization who takes better care of people than people actually think they do. But I always love the best kind of gifts are the ones that you don't expect anything in return, and the ones that you don't gloat about. And that's just true in life, in business, in relationships, and everything. So kind of makes me respect him even more that he did go out there and gloat.
Well done,
But,
well done, well done.
Cool.
UFC Fight Night, Sandhagen versus Song. UFC Fight Night Sandhagen versus Song will take place Saturday, September 17th, starting at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. The main card has number 4 ranked Cory Sandhagen versus number 10 ranked Yadong Song in the bantamweight division as the main event. Chidi Njokuani versus Gregory Rodriguez in the middleweight division as the co-main event. Andre Fili versus Bill Algeo in the featherweight division. Joseph Pfeiffer versus Alan A. Midovsky in the middleweight division. And Tanner Boser versus Rodrigo Nascimento in the heavyweight division. That's all for today, guys. If you want to know the latest UFC news, subscribe to the channel, hit the notifications bell, and click the like button so you don't miss any details about the upcoming fights. Thanks for watching. See you soon.